Hi, hello everyone. Good evening, dear students. So, ella vidyarthigaligu good evening. So, guys, quick check in the chat box. Chat box ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ? ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಅನನ್ಯ, ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಬಸವ ನೆಲಗಿ, ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿವನ್. ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಟು ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ರೈಟ್. I hope you're all PU1 students. Okay, ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ PU1 students ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ it will be very useful. Okay, ನೀವು PU1 students ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ತುಂಬಾ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ರೈಟ್. ಮಾನಸ, ಜೋವಿನ್, ವಿದ್ವತ್. ಸೊ ಗೈಸ್, ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ us begin. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ದ PU1, right? So PU1 important set of questions in an solve ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, right? PU1 important set of questions I'm solving, right? So these are all previous year questions, right? So mostly from the question bank, right? So this will help you enhance your marks in the board exam. ನಿಮ್ಮ board exam ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು marks ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ it will help you, right? So guys, without any delay, let us begin. Right, ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ PU1 ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ರೈಟ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 14 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ರೈಟ್, ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಕೂಡ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. ರೈಟ್, ದ definitely you will get a good number of marks, right? So you will get a good number of marks, but do not worry about yeah. Sana, ಅಪ್ಪಾಜಿಗೆ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡು. Okay, so guys, you will get a good number of marks. Let us continue with the class without any delay. Basically, we are going to solve 1 mark questions, right? So ee ಒಂದು session ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 mark question, 2 mark question, 3 mark question, 5 mark question, right? So all the question types I will solve ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇಂದ, right? So guys, okay, so far so good, right? ಸೊ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಅಜೆಂಡಾ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. 14 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್, 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್, 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್, 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಗೈಸ್, ವಿಲ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆನ್ ಅಗೇನ್. ಸೊ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾಮ್, ರೈಟ್? ನಾನು ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ರೈಟ್ ಗೈಸ್? ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಟು ವರಿ. So spam ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, right? We will solve each and every chapter, right? So MCQ is easy, right? MCQ for board exam is easy. I will make it easy, nothing to worry. So structure of the question paper ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, right? Since you are first PU students and YouTube ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ, so let me make the scheme of evaluation clear first. You have 1 mark questions, guys. 1 mark questions ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ? You have 15 plus 15 MCQ, 5 fill in the blanks, and 2 mark questions you have. So you have 8 questions, but you need to attend 5 questions, right? 3 mark also you have 8 questions, you need to attend 5 questions, all right? Similarly, 5 mark also you will have all right, out of 5 you need to be attending 3, and then out of 4 you need to be attending 2. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟಾಯ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ? 15, 5, 20, 20 plus 8 plus 8, 16, 36, 36, 40, 45 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾ? ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನೇನು ಬರಿಬೇಕು? MCQ ಕ್ವಶನ್ 1 ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ, ಈ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಫಿಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನಂಬರ್ 16, ಸೊ ಆ ಫಿಲ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಬ್ಲಾಂಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್. And when it comes to 2 mark question, minimum 3 sentences of qualitative answer, right? So minimum 3 sentence, right? If it is formula based, andre formula barbuttu, right? Just let's say Newton's law of gravitation, adina bardu terms and explain ಮಾಡಿ, that is also fine. ಅಥವಾ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಯಾವ ತರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ದ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನರ್ಷಿಯಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಆ ತರ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. 3 ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನರ್ಷಿಯಾ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಲೈನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಈ ತರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಓಕೆ, ದ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಗೈಸ್, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಗೈಸ್, ಸೊ 3 mark questions, similar 3 mark questions ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ, right, if you write 3 valid point, right, so they will ask you sometimes ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, see they will only give, so at least give 3 points ಅಥವಾ 3 properties ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ 3 mark questions ಅಲ್ಲಿ derivation ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it's not just 4, right, so ಅಥವಾ 3 sentences ಅಲ್ಲ, right, it is not a hard and fast rule, right, I am just saying minimum, but minimum 4 sentence will not give you full marks, right. Sir, ನಾನು 4 ಲೈನ್ ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಫುಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಾ? ನೋ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಕಾಂಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್. ಸೊ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಡೆರವೇಷನ್ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಗೆಟ್ ಫುಲ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೈಟ್ 4 ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್? ಇಲ್ಲ, ಫುಲ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಆನ್ಸರ್, ರೈಟ್, ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ದ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಸೊ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ 5 mark ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ 4 ನ್ಯೂಮರಿಕಲ್, ಎರಡನ್ನ ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಅಗೇನ್ ಲೈಕ್ derivations ಅಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಅಲ್ಲಿ 3 ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಗೈಸ್, ವಿತೌಟ್ ಎನಿ ಡಿಲೇ ಲೆಟ್ us move on to the first chapter, units and measurement. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ರೈಟ್. ಎಲ್ಲ MCQಗಳನ್ನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ, ಸೊ ನೀವೇ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ವಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಅ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ? ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಯಾವುದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ? ಸೊ ಗೈಸ್, ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್, ಲೆಂತ್, ಟೆಂಪರೇಚರ್, ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಕರೆಂಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಯಾವ್ದಪ್ಪ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಯಾವುದು ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಯಾವುದು? ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ, someone is saying, yaru, Dheer is saying electric current. No, electric current is, right, we listed in the fundamental quantities alva. So basically fundamental quantity, energy is not fundamental quantity, right. So energy na ನಾವು ಯಾವ ತರ represent ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? Energy is nothing but, right, we write it as work done ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ this unit is force into displacement, or we write it as half mv square, right. Sometimes kinetic energy half mv square, energy is nothing but like has the unit of work done, which is force into displacement. Clear guys? Yeah, option D is correct. The SI unit of electric current is, come on, ಎರಡನೇದಕ್ಕೆ SI unit of electric current is watt. Watt is for watt ಯಾವುದಕ್ಕೆ, right, we write it for power. Joule is for, right, energy or work done, right, and volt is for, right, so volt is for, how do we represent volt? Voltage. Ampere is for current, right. So therefore correct option is option D. Very good guys, yarella option D ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀರಾ, well done. So now, so 2 mark questions, simple questions in ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. What are basic units? Give one examples. So basic units ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? The units of basic physical quantities which cannot be expressed in terms of any other quantity are called basic units, right. Basic units ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಯೂನಿಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಫಿಸಿಕಲ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ, ಲೆಂತ್, ಮಾಸ್, ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅವುಗಳ ಯೂನಿಟ್ಗಳು ಲೆಂತ್, ಮಾಸ್, ಟೈಮ್, ಮೀಟರು, kg, second, which cannot be expressed in terms of any other quantity. The units of basic physical quantities are basic units. Example, kilogram, meter, second. But these can be expressed in terms of other, right, units. I'm saying the quantity which they are measuring, right. So kg ಏನನ್ನ measure ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? Mass ಅನ್ನ measure ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. Mass cannot be expressed using any other quantity. That is the thing. Okay, and then write the SI unit and dimensional formula for moment of inertia. So guys, moment of inertia ಅಂದ್ರೆ I, right, we write it as SI unit. So mr square in the formula, right. SI unit is going to be, how do we write SI unit? SI unit is kg meter square. Then dimensional formula, so dimensional formula, right, L T, M is 1, L is 2, T is 0. Is it clear everyone? kg per meter square ಅಲ್ಲ, kg meter square, kg meter square, kg per meter square ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Sound is not coming properly. Okay, we'll continue, guys. If there is any technical issue, right, I will. Yeah. So, guys, if at all any technical issue is there, so I'll try to resolve it in the next class. Please bear it this class. Okay. See, guys. So preparatory barutto baralvo, right? So these are the set of questions that we are preparing, right? So there is a possibility of this question appearing or not appearing, right? So we are practicing a set of questions which are previous year questions, right? So mostly from the question banks, and ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಇದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತಾ, ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇದೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಸಮ್ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ದೇ ಕೂಡ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ರೈಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ principle of homogeneity of dimensions. Anyone? So guys, so principle of homogeneity andre basically when you look at the dimensions on the dimensional equation ನೋಡ್ತಿರಲ್ವಾ, let's say v is equal to, right, so u plus at ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು dimensional equation ಅನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ, so when you look at this dimensional equation, the dimensions of left hand side and the dimensions of right hand side should be same. If there are more than two terms, ಆ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ, right, if there are more than two terms, ಆ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಬೇಕು, so in that case guys, both okay. So guys, sorry for technical issues, like some delay has happened in the video, like video dali some delay has happened. So I hope ಇವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ವಿಸಿಬಲ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಡಿಯೋ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ರೈಟ್. ನೌ ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಮೂವ್ ಆನ್. ಸೊ ಗೈಸ್, ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಗಿವ್ ಎನಿ ಟು ಲಿಮಿಟೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ, ರೈಟ್, ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಟು determine relationship other than multiplication and division, right? Multiplication and division ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, and cannot be used in the case of trig, log and exponential function, and cannot be used to determine the value of constant. In case of constant ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so in that case also we cannot use it. Clear? Yes guys? Right, absolutely clear. So now check the correctness of v is equal to u plus 80 ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು 3 mark question. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ತರ ನೀವು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ರೈಟ್ ದ ಗಿವನ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮೆಟ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನೇ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ರೈಟ್, ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ವರಿ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ get mark, right? How many marks you get? So guys, see, let me make it very clear, right? I'm solving MCQ question, 2 mark question, 3 mark question, 5 mark question. All right, so basically I'm solving 7 to 8 questions from each of the chapter. All right, so okay, 7 to 8 questions ನಾನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ. ಸೊ 7 to 8 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, right, you have 14, right? 14 into 10, like you have around 140, right, like, yeah, minus like 30, right? So around 110, right? 110 questions we are solving. Yeah, probably less than that, right? ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ, like 14 ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ಲು 8, right? So 2 and yeah, these many questions, around this much. Okay, ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಗೈಸ್? Okay, let us now move on. ಸೊ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಯಾಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಯು ಪ್ಲಸ್ acceleration into, right, time. You have to write it like this: v is equal to u plus 80. And dimensional equation of each quantity, right? You have to write the dimensional equation of each quantity. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, dimensional equation of each quantity, lt minus 1, right, which is equal to lt minus 1 plus, so dimension of acceleration is lt minus 2 into t, right? So basically when you substitute the dimensional formula, okay, so ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಗೈಸ್ ಅಬ್ಸರ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಚ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಚ್ ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿ, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಕ್ವಾಂಟಿಟಿದು ಡೈಮೆನ್ಷನಲ್ ಈಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು. Right, what is the dimensional equation of velocity? So velocity is lt minus 1, and then what is the dimensional equation of u, initial velocity, again lt minus 1. So similarly guys, for acceleration you have to write lt minus 2, and then you have to write for time, it has to be time, right, for t. Substitute the dimensional formula. Dimensional formula na substitute ಮಾಡಿ. How do we substitute the dimensional formula? ಈಗ very simple, lt minus 1, which is equal to lt minus 1 plus lt minus 1. Okay, according to principle of superposition, I mean homogeneity, not superposition, principle of homogeneity. So LHS dimension is correct, I mean equal to RHS dimension, therefore the given equation is dimensionally correct. Anyone, any confusion? Right, ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? Anybody, any confusion? So guys, quickly, so now have a look at these questions guys. Have a look at these questions. So guys, come on, answer for these questions. So the numeric ratio of distance traveled to displacement is, right, distance traveled is always greater than displacement alva. So therefore you can mark for this question, so greater than or equal to 1, always more than 1, right? It can be, so guys, so distance can be equal to displacement some cases, all right? So 2 points ಇದೆ, 2 point ನಡುವೆ, right, you just go from here to here, displacement is equal to distance in that case. So it is basically greater than, anyone, greater than or equal to 1. Distance can be greater than displacement and can also be equal to displacement. So area under velocity time graph, so area under velocity is displacement, right? So ನಿಮಗೆ velocity time graph ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ so ಇದರ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬರುವ ಏರಿಯಾ ಏನಿರುತ್ತೆ, this is a displacement. And the slope of the tangent drawn to the position time graph at any instant, right? Slope of tangent. So guys, okay, Basavaraj, you are saying your name is Asma Qureshi. Okay, so guys, ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾ, ಸರ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಮೈ ನೇಮ್, ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಮೈ ನೇಮ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ ಕ್ರೈಸಿಸ್. You will build your own identity. So it is not that I will give you the name, right? So over a period of time, you will build your own identity. Clear? Instantaneous velocity, guys. Very good. Slope of the tangent drawn to the position time graph at any instant gives instantaneous. All right. So Basavaraj, stop spamming. Okay, good evening. I've already taken your name. Average velocity na yav tara define ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? How do we define average velocity? Ratio of, all right, so the ratio of change in displacement, I mean the ratio of change in displacement to time, right? How do we write this, guys? Average velocity x2 minus x1 by t2 minus t1. So what is this? Displacement, right? So basically the ratio of total displacement anta kuda helbodu, right? Basically it is not change in displacement, you can say total displacement to time. The ratio of total displacement to time, right? Uniform velocity andre, right? So uniform velocity means the velocity does not change, right? So does not change in magnitude or direction. Andre acceleration is 0, right? In magnitude or direction, andre acceleration is 0. The slope of xt curve graph and vt curve graph. So guys, see xt graph and area under vt graph. Slope of xt is velocity, right? Slope of xt is velocity. Area under vt is displacement, right? So area under vt is displacement. Clear? Everyone clear? Okay, fine. Let us move on to the next one. So ನಿಮಗೆ ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇದು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಸುಮಾರು ಸಲ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ. v is equal to u plus at ಡಿರೈವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು? vt ಗ್ರಾಫ್ ಬೇಕು. Like starting from a point having initial velocity u, at a time there is final velocity u. So consider an object moving in straight line with initial velocity u and final velocity v at time t is equal to 0 and time t is equal to t as shown in the figure. Slope of vt graph ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ, so what is the slope of vt graph? Delta v divided by delta t, guys. This is nothing but acceleration. Slope of vt graph gives acceleration, which is v minus u divided by t minus 0. When you cross multiply it, v minus u is going to be 80. You will get v is equal to u plus 80. Is it clear, everyone? Okay. Yeah, Lakshmi, this is important questions only. ನಾನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಲ್ವಾ, ಸೊ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್ ಗೈಸ್? ಎನಿಬಡಿ, ಎನಿ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್? Yeah, 5 mark question also. We'll look at 5 mark question. Look at this one. From the velocity time graph given below, calculate the distance and displacement traveled in 6 seconds. So guys, first of all, let us see what is the given data. Given data is vt graph alva. So, and then we have formula displacement right? So displacement ಅನ್ನೋದು, right? So displacement is area under VT, under VT. So okay, but this area above area will be positive, guys. So this is a plus 1, right? Below area will be, so guys, below area will be negative, a minus, right? And above area will be positive. This is a plus. Clear? A1, A2, A3, but above is positive, below is negative. All right, clear? So guys, ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ area under VT, it is A plus minus A2 plus A3, right? What is this? Displacement. So area 1 ಏನು sir? Area 1, so area 1, see observe ಮಾಡಿ, 2 0, 2 into 4 minus 0, so 2 into 4 is 8 unit, right? So this is 8 unit, guys, right? 8 unit plus area 2 is, observe, 4 minus 2 and 2 minus 0, like so 2 into 2, it is 4, and then you have a3, guys, 6 minus 4, 2, right? And then 2 into 2, this is again plus 4, 4 4, like you have cancelled it. So 8 meter is the displacement. And when it comes to distance traveled, how do you calculate a distance? So guys, a distance is area 1, all right? So magnitude of area 1 plus magnitude of area 2, all right, and magnitude of area 3, positive ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, correct? So basically 8 plus 4 plus 4, is it clear? It is now 16 meter distance traveled. Clear, everyone? Anybody, any confusion? Important questions, these are all important questions. VT graph, right? So you only teach, no, you only come and teach. So whatever I'm giving, so these are the things that you should know, even chapterly. Clear? Anybody, any doubt? Okay, Sachin, done. So guys, let us move on to the next chapter. So motion in a plane, let's go quickly. All right, so already half an hour for 2 chapters, we have 14 chapters. The resultant of 2 vectors acting at a point is minimum if they are, right? So if there are 2 vectors andre resultant ಯಾವಾಗ minimum ಇರುತ್ತೆ? When they are opposite to each other. Clear? In a projectile motion, the maximum range is always equal to, right guys? In a projectile motion, maximum range ಯಾವಾಗ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, right? Range will be maximum when theta is equal to 45, right? How do we write range? U square sin 2 theta, sin 2 theta sin 45 into 2 is 990, right? U square by G is your range. And what is H? So H is U square sin square theta divided by 2G, guys. So U square sin square 45 andre 1 by root 2, right? So 1 by root 2 square andre 1 by 2. So U square by G is range. So basically this is R by 4. So range is always equal to 4 times the maximum height. Is it clear, everyone? Anybody, any confusion? E question, I hope there is no. Scalar product of 2 vectors andre yav ತರ ಬರ್ತಿ? How do we write the scalar product of 2 vectors? Let's say you have vector A and vector B idaga, the scalar product is given by magnitude of A vector, magnitude of B vector times the cos theta. All right, let's give an example of scalar product. All right, so scalar product of force and displacement is work, right? How do we write it? Work done is equal to force dot displacement. Yes, AB cos theta, magnitude A, magnitude B cos theta. Yeah guys, you will get a decent amount of marks. Alright, I'm solving ಎಷ್ಟು questions? So more than 100 questions. Okay, I'm solving more than 100 questions. That too, they are all important question. Write the expression for centripetal acceleration, guys. Acceleration is v square by r. A is centripetal acceleration and v is linear speed and r is radius. All right, you can write it down. A is centripetal acceleration. All right, when it comes to v, all right, the speed, all right, the speed on the circular track, r is radius of the track. Okay, time of flight. See guys, you can derive an expression for time of flight also. All right, so time of flight ಗೆ initial velocity, let's say u ಇದೆ, so making an angle theta ಅಂದಾಗ, so what do you do, right? You take the vertical component u sin theta, right, to reach the maximum point. So let's say ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, v is equal to u plus 80 ನ wheel apply, right? Final at max height, so let's say this is h, right? At h, right, along y, so ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, along y ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so final velocity will be 0, initial velocity will be u sin theta, and acceleration due to gravity will be g, and time of flight, so time taken to go up is t. So t is going to be u sin theta by g, but time of flight will be equal to time of ascent plus time of descent, right? So this is time of ascent. So therefore, time of ascent plus time of descent will be 2u sin theta by g, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ time of ascent will be equal to time of descent, right? And explain. Clear guys? Okay, time of flight done. And maximum height ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, same situation guys. Maximum height ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so let's say you have yx, so here you have u sin theta alva, so why it is u sin theta, you have a vector u making an angle theta alva. So at the maximum height, let's say this is the maximum height, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, v square is equal to, we will use u square plus 2a s ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ along y. V square is 0, u square is u square sin square theta minus 2gh. If you consider this as origin, upwards as positive and downwards as negative, this is minus g. So in that case, h is going to be u square sin square theta divided by 2g. And explain the situation. Consider a projectile body thrown with an initial velocity u making an angle theta with the x-axis. All right, so when you apply v square is equal to u square plus 2as along y-axis at h point. See guys, this is coming derivation of centripetal acceleration. Okay, centripetal acceleration, this is a very important derivation, right guys? A derivation of centripetal acceleration you ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. So this is a circular track, so I'll just give you basic idea of how to do this derivation. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, you consider 2 points. So this is the radius of the track, right? At this point velocity, let's say, is v, and at this point, let's say velocity is v dash. So ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, you transfer these two, right? So ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಈ ಎರಡು ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, v and v dash ನ ನೀವು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ, so basically delta v, which is going to be v dash minus v, is along, delta v is along center. Right, and again ನೀವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so v by r ratio ತಗೊಂತೀರಾ, and again delta v divided by r delta theta. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ delta theta ಯಾವುದು, this is delta theta, and like if you cancel here, rr is getting cancelled, so okay na, so like, and omega is equal to v by r ನ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, right? So r, if rr is getting cancelled, v d theta is equal to delta v, right? And use omega is equal to v by r, you will get a is equal to v square by r guys. Okay, quick, laws of motion. Yeah, these are the important questions. Whether it is preparatory ಅಥವಾ final exam ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, these are the important questions. I am saying ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇವೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. You have already prepared, ನೀವು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರಿಪರೇಷನ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪಿಂಗ್ ಯು. ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಏನೂ ಓದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇಷ್ಟೇನಪ್ಪ ಓದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಪಾಸ್. Right? But I'm not writing the full answer, alva. In some cases, you should be able to write full answer. Clear? So guys, quick in the chat box, answer this question. No force is required to keep an object in circular motion. No, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ circular motion ಅಲ್ಲಿ velocity change ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, force ಬೇಕು. An object moving in straight line with constant velocity, constant acceleration ಅಂದ್ರೆ force ಬೇಕು, elliptical path ಅಂದ್ರೆ force ಬೇಕು. Right? Straight line ಅಲ್ಲಿ with constant velocity, no force. Which of the following statement is correct? Friction does not depend on the area of contact. Friction is always less than applied force. Friction depends on the size of the body. Friction depends on the area of contact. All right. So friction depends on area of contact and does not depend on area of contact. Right. So basically, friction does not depend on the area of contact. Now, state and explain Newton's first law of motion. So, can anyone put it in the box? State and explain Newton's first law of motion. What is Newton's first law of motion? Every body continues to be in the state of rest, to be right in the state of rest or of uniform motion unless compelled by an external force. All right. So this law explains inertia of body. All right. So inertia of body. Right. So this law explains inertia of body. Is it clear? Yes. So I mention the types of friction anta bandaga. So guys, you have static friction. Right. So static friction irutte, and then there is rolling friction. Right. When it comes to friction, there is static friction and then there is rolling friction. Here also in static friction you have kinetic and you have like uh, uh, in static friction like you have, sorry, rolling friction is a different type. See guys, let me not confuse you. Friction types ನಿಮಗೆ let me not confuse you. 3 types ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಬರೀಬಹುದು, but depends on the geometry of the object ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. So basically ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅಂದ್ರೆ static friction or sliding friction, static friction and sliding friction, static friction or sliding friction, and kinetic friction. So 1 2. So this is for a regular rectangular objects, but when it comes to circular there will be rolling friction also. ಇಷ್ಟು 2 ಈ ಎರಡು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸಾಕು. Okay, explain inertia guys. Right, inertia of rest, inertia of motion, inertia of direction. How do you explain any object which is at rest? So let's say rest andre v is equal to 0, it doesn't want to change. Let's say velocity is v. Right. So direction, v has a particular direction, so you want to change. Right, v becomes v dash. So in that case in ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, you need force. So ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, explain ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ inertia of rest ಅಂದ್ರೆ any body, right, any object at rest will not change the state of rest unless force is acted upon it. Sufficient force is acted upon it. Same for motion, same for direction. Clear? So again guys, so now let us look at this one. All right, now let us look at this one. Derive an expression for maximum speed of circular motion of a car on a level road. So guys, come on. So guys, just have a look at this derivation. I know, like ಈ ಒಂದು ಡೆರಿವೇಶನ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಇದೆ. Derive an expression for maximum speed of a circular motion. Explain ಮಾಡಿ situation ಅನ್ನು. Consider a car of mass m moving on a level circular road r with speed v. Right, required centripetal force is given by friction. Friction ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ಕಲ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಫ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ನಡೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಫ್ರಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೆನ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಪೇಪರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೆಯಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. Right, friction is required to take a turn here. So and that friction will give necessary centripetal force alva. So this friction which will give necessary centripetal force mv square by r. Okay, so which is nothing but fc. Right guys, what is friction? Mu s into n. Clear? So hagadre mu s into n equal to mv square by r. So and what is n? What is n? Mv sorry. So clear? See guys, let me not take too much time. Circular motion gain beku, centripetal force beku. Who will give it? Friction will give it. So what is centripetal force? mv square by r. What is friction force? Mu into n. So mv square by r, mu into n is mu mg. Mm cancel, right? So therefore guys, cancel adre we have v square equal to rg, right? So v square is equal to mu rg, r is equal to under root mu rg. Done? Yes, done. Now similar case, right, derive an expression for maximum speed, right, of a car on a banked road in a circular motion. Right, banked road in a circular motion guys. So in the case of friction, so ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಈ ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ. ಸೊ ಕಾರ್ ಇದೆ, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ will split into n cos theta and n sin theta. Right, let me write it also. We split it into n sin theta and friction ಇದೆ. So maximum speed ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಾರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಕಾರ್ will skid outward. Right, if car will skid outward, the friction will act inward ಅಲ್ವಾ. So friction ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, f sin theta and f cos theta. Clear? If you look at along this direction, right, we will take two standard direction, this one and this one guys. So centripetal acceleration is given by n sin theta, right, n sin theta plus f cos theta, right, will give mv square by r. And when you look at vertical direction, n cos theta, right, so this is equal to mg plus f sin theta. Clear guys? Ng plus f sin theta. Alright, so what is mg plus f sin theta? F is friction, so friction is mu n sin theta. Alright, so e n mu n sin theta na ನಾನು ಈ ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಬಂದ್ರೆ, so n is going to be mg divided by, right guys, mg divided by, so mu sin theta cos theta minus mu sin theta. Is that clear? ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, mu n ಅನ್ನ ಈ ಕಡೆ ತಗೊಂಬಂದೆ, minus mu n sin theta. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ n ಅನ್ನ ಕಾಮನ್ ತೆಗೆದೆ, right? So you have cos theta minus mu sin theta, right? So ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, this is equation 1 ಆದರೆ this is equation 2. So next step ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, so 2 in 1, put 2 in 1, solve it, you will get this is the final answer. So definitely guys, work energy theorem also I'll tell. Anyone, any confusion? Work energy theorem ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು I'll tell. Work energy power chapter ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. Right, anyone, any confusion so far? I hope there is no confusion. Let us move forward. The potential energy of a system increases if work is done. All right, guys, quickly. Upon the system by a non-conservative force, system against the non-conservative, by the system against a conservative, upon the system by a conservative force. Right, which of the following statement is true? All right, so guys, can you take these two as homework? All right, so can you take these two as homework questions? Mention the expression of work energy theorem and explain the terms. Right, so what do we do in work energy theorem? Work energy theorem is work done is equal to change in kinetic energy, change in kinetic energy. Right, what is this? Half m final velocity square minus initial velocity square. So work done, explain the term anta bandaga W is equal to work done and Vf is equal to final speed. All right, so Vi is equal to initial speed. All right, yes, wave chapter will come at the end. What is elasticity? So collision in which kinetic energy, momentum of the system both are conserved. All right, collision between gas molecules, ideal collision ಗೆ ನಾವು elastic collision ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. So what is meant by positive work, negative work, zero work? First of all, work done andre ಏನಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. Work done is force into displacement. Right, force into displacement, magnitude of force, magnitude of displacement times cos theta. All right, so guys, positive work, all right, plus work ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ see ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಮೈನಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ, ಬೇಡ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಬರೆದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೈನಸ್. ಸೊ ನೋ, ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಯಾವಾಗ? ಸೊ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಫ್, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಯಾವಾಗ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ಈಗ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಸಿ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ರೈಟ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಎರಡು ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ನಡುವೆ ಇರುವ ಆಂಗಲ್, ಇಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಥೀಟಾ, right? Can it be more than theta, guys? Angle between two vectors, can it be more than theta? Right, it can't be more than theta. Right, let's say displacement comes here, this is the theta. Smallest angle between two vectors is the angle between vectors. Right, so theta cannot be more than 180 degree. And if theta is greater than 0 and less than like how much? Positive work andre. So cos 180 is minus 1 alva. So you have cos 90, right? So less than or equal to, I mean it has to be less than 90. Equal to bandbidre 0 work agutte, right? Be very clear here. So andre equal to 90 bardbitre 0 work, less than 90 degree. So nanadre marks cut ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, right? Negative work. So negative work andre if, guys, if negative work andre if theta ಅನ್ನೋದು is less than 180, right, and greater than 90. So this is negative work. And the third case is zero, guys. Zero work yavaga theta is equal to 90 degree. Anybody, any confusion? Clear alva? I hope it is clear to everyone. Show that the total mechanical energy of a freely falling body under gravity is conserved. So guys, ನೀವು 5 mark question, it is again very important question. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಗೊತ್ತಾ? So consider 3 cases A, B, C, guys. So 3 cases ಅನ್ನ consider ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ, right? ಇಲ್ಲಿ total energy, which is potential energy plus kinetic energy, right? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ total energy, potential energy plus kinetic energy. ಇಲ್ಲಿ total energy, potential plus kinetic. So of which one, right? Of A, of B, right? So of C, right? So total energy of A is equal to total energy of B, which is equal to total energy of C. If this is true, this is conservation of mechanical energy. That's all. Rotation chapter ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗೋಣ. A pair of equal and opposite forces with different lines of action produces equal and opposite forces. Equal and opposite forces idaga no rotation, guys. A pair of equal and opposite forces with different lines of action, right? See, basically ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, force 1 and force 2, but their lines of action are not same. There are different lines of action, right? So there is a distance between this. In that case, there is going to be torque alva. So rotation is not just possible. Let me make it clear. First, confusion ಬೇಡ, ಸಿಚುಯೇಷನ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ? ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎನಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್? ಸೊ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೀನಿಯರ್ ಫೋರ್ಸಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ದಿಸ್ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್. Rotation ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, yes, there will be torque. So rotation without translation possible. Both translation, rotation not possible. Translation is not possible. Rotation, forget about it. Neither, no, ಇದು ಕೂಡ wrong. Rotation without translation ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Clear? Rotation without translation. Some dancers perform a pirouette on the toes of one foot. They employ the principle of conservation of, right? So angular momentum. They employ angular momentum conservation. Alright, guys. Now, define vector product of two vectors. Okay, guys, come on. Vector products ಮೇಲೆ focus ಮಾಡಿ, right? So how do we write vector product? A cross B between two vectors is equal to mod A times mod B times sin theta, and this again is a vector in the direction of n cap. Right, give an example. Right, torque vector is equal to r cross f, which is magnitude r, magnitude f times sin theta times a unit vector in the direction of r cross f. Here, moment of inertia, how do we write moment of inertia? I is equal to mr square. Same question repeated. SI unit is equal to kg meter square. Write the three kinematic equations, guys. How do you write kinematic equations in rotation? Omega is equal to omega naught plus alpha t. Theta is equal to ut. S is equal to ut plus half alpha t square. Right? So and omega square is equal to omega naught square plus 2 alpha theta. Right? So ಇಲ್ಲಿ omega naught theta alpha time. So this is initial angular velocity, omega naught final angular velocity, right? So this is initial, and then there is angular displacement, angular acceleration, time. Clear, guys? Yes. So torque na find out ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. So guys, how do we write torque? So torque magnitude, right? When it comes to torque magnitude, so the magnitude of r cross f, guys, right? Find the torque of a force. I mean 2i minus, like this is the force, guys. So about the origin, the force act on a particle whose position vector. So basically in ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, so there is coordinate system ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So force, right, one direction act ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, right, particular direction. ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಅಂಡ್ ಈ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ at a distance r, I mean position vector is r cross f ನ ನೀವು basically ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. How do you write r cross f? So this is ijk, right? So now write 2 minus 3 4 and then 1 1 minus 1. So ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Take the determinant. Alright, so solve the determinant, you will get the answer. Okay, ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? I into, so neglect first row first column, minus 3 minus 1 3 minus 4, right? So 3 minus 4 minus I, right? You will write it as minus I, and j na choose ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ. minus j na choose ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ first row and second column ಅನ್ನು neglect. So ಆ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸಲ್ಲಿ 2 minus 1 minus 2 and minus 4, minus 2 minus 4, which is minus 6, outside is minus, so plus 6j. All right, so similarly, right, third one also you can find out. Clear, guys? Show that the torque is equal to the rate of change of angular momentum. So guys, in prove ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, we basically need to torque is equal to rate of change of angular momentum d by dt of L. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? We have to consider L. So what is L? L is r cross p. Right, and what is p, guys? P is momentum. This is L. So when you differentiate it with time, both the sides, d by dt of, right, r plus m into v, right? Solve it, you'll get this side you'll get r cross f, right? So this is nothing but torque. Yeah, determinant form I have told alva. Determinant form ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. Okay. Which of the following quantities conserved according to Kepler's laws of area? So guys, you're able to follow alva derivations, questions. So, can I PDF of this? You can get the PDF of this. So ನಿಮಗೆ PDF ಕೂಡ available ಇರುತ್ತೆ. If you solve along with me asking questions, I can help. What, like boring? Like you want me to play some game or videos in this class? So video game ಆಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? Or should we solve some puzzles apart from physics questions? Physics class, we need to solve physics problems. I'm very clear about it. Sir, boring? Got. Simple. Which of the following quantities is conserved according to Kepler laws of areas? Which quantity is conserved, right? So quantity that is conserved is angular momentum. Which statement that best describes Newton's law of gravitation? Right, guys, come on, think about it. Solve it by yourself. Think about, you will get the answer for this. State and explain Newton's law of gravitation, right? So basically between 2 point masses, right, this gravitational force is directly proportional to product of masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance, and this proportionality is removed by g. So F is equal to gm1 m2 divided by r square. Kepler laws, law of orbit, law of areas, law of periods. ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಲಾ ಅಥವಾ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲಾ ಅಥವಾ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಲಾ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, right? So every planet sweeps, right? Every planet revolve around the sun in elliptical orbit with sun at one of the focus point. Law of areas, every planet sweeps equal areas in equal intervals of time. And the law of time period, the square of time period is proportional to the cube of semi-major axis. Right, so your aerial velocity dA by dt, right, so is constant. So ellipse, this is about ellipse. Okay, clear? But you have to write the full statement. Planet revolve around the sun in elliptical orbit with sun at one of the focal points or foci. Derive an expression for acceleration due to gravity at a point on the surface of earth, right? Earth anta ತೋಳೋಣ, right? Earth in a mass capital M, right? So we place an object of mass small m here. Okay, so guys, here, so what is the gravitational force between these two? F is equal to g m1 m2, right? Let me remove m1 m2 bada namge. We already defined small m capital M alwa. Small m capital M by r square, and then there is right, so weight of m small m, so this weight of small m is mg. Whatever this gravitational force, m will feel it as weight. So therefore what are we doing? We are just equating f with w. So in that case, gm capital M by r square is equal to m small g. Mm cancel, you have g is equal to gm divided by capital R square. Let's take radius of earth to capital R. So in that case, it's going to be capital R. Capital R. Clear? Yes, gravitation chapter we are solving. Expression for acceleration due to gravity at a point above the surface of earth. Right, let's say you have at this point. Okay, so guys, ನಮಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತು? On the surface of earth, g is equal to gm by r square v naught. Correct. So above the surface of earth ಅನ್ನು ನೀವು ಬರಿಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ f is equal to g small m capital M divided by what is the distance? The distance is r plus h whole square. Right. And what is the weight at that point, guys? Weight at that point is m into g h. Right. If we equate f equal to w, so basically, so g small m capital M divided by r plus h whole square is equal to m into gh. Mm cancel, and when you take the ratio of gh by g, gmm by r plus h, gm by r plus h whole square, right? So gm divided by r plus h whole square divided by g irodrinda, so you have r square by gm cancel, you have r square, right? ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಇವಾಗ, so what I'll do is I'll just take gm cancel ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಸೊ ಡಿನಾಮಿನೇಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ r ಅನ್ನ ಕಾಮನ್ ತೆಗಿತೀವಿ, right? So r ಅನ್ನ ಕಾಮನ್ ತೆಗೆದು, right, when you do it, so it's going to be 1 plus, right, h by r to the power minus 2. So when you do the binomial approximation, so it's going to be 1 minus 2h by r. In that case, gh is equal to g into 1 minus 2h by r. Simple. Anyone, any confusion? ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ದ? The stress that changes the volume of the object without changing its shape. The stress that changes the volume of the object without changing its shape. All right, so we call it as compressive stress. Shape and change model. The breaking of a stress depends on the breaking stress of a wire depends on length of the wire, radius of the wire, material of the wire, shape of the wire, area of cross section of the wire. It basically depends on the stress depends on material of the wire. It depends on the material. Define stress. How do we define stress, guys? Stress is defined as force by area. So SI unit is Newton per meter square. And expression for Young's modulus, you will define Young's modulus as longitudinal stress divided by longitudinal strain, right? So basically F by A divided by strain is change in length by original length, delta L by L. So this is how you write it. And so guys, define Young's modulus, rigidity and bulk modulus. I've written here. So stress andre enu, right? So basically stress by strain, right? So we call it as modulus of elasticity, right? So this modulus of elasticity is Young's modulus, rigidity modulus and bulk modulus. Three type of modulus is there, YRB, right? Clear? So guys, next slide ನೋಡೋಣ. So observe ಮಾಡಿ. So fluids. So we are already at the stage of fluids. Anybody ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ so far? So it's evening, right? So ನಾಳೆ ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ some of you might be having, so this is winter season ಅಲ್ವಾ? It's very difficult to get up in the early morning, but again exams ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ you have to get up morning, sleep late night, right? So actually, like usually, like at what time you guys sleep? So basically, PU students sleep late, above 10, 11. So 10 ಗಂಟೆ ತನಕ ಓದ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. And when it comes to getting up, so they get up early. So they have to get up at 5 o'clock. So guys, alright, so these are equation of continuity for depends on conservation of mass. Right, when it comes to Bernoulli's principle, it depends on conservation of energy. The pressure in a fluid at rest is same at all points if they are at the same height. This statement is because of Pascal law, not doubt. Yes. Okay, Manjula, what's the doubt? Any doubt? Yeah, thermodynamics is also important, guys. Right, all the chapters are important. Each of the chapters carries a particular weightage. State and explain Pascal's law. Pascal law ಏನು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? Right, so the pressure at any point in a confined incurve split. I mean, Stokes law, Hooke's law, Bernoulli's principle. So okay. So guys, observe here this one. Okay, Manjula, I probably I'll block you. You need to get your spellings correct. Okay. What is this fluid? What are you trying to say? F L U E D I S. Okay, F L U. Okay, so okay, F L U. Very good. So basically, fluids is what? F L U I D S. ಸೊ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಈ ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಐನ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐನ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಈನ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಸೆಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಔಟ್. ಸೊ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ send the person who is sending these type of messages out by putting them on block mode. Write any two applications of Bernoulli's principle. Bernoulli's principle application. What are the application? Airplane lift, venturimeter. These are the two applications. Right, again guys, equation of continuity na ನೀವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ let's say there is a segment at which you are considering alva. So what is the area of cross section A entirely? At this point velocity v1, right? So it covers a distance at delta x, right? In time delta, right? So in time, I mean, so complex ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So diagram, right? Let me make the diagram very clear, guys. So I'm considering a cross section. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು cross section ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ. So now what we are doing ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so we are considering two cross section. This is one cross section and this is two cross section. What is the cross section area here? A1, A2. Right? What is the speed here? It is V1. Right? What is the speed here? It is V2. All right, so how much distance it covers in delta t time? It will cover a delta x time. I mean delta x. All right, so here it will cover a delta x2. All right, so here it will cover delta x1. So basically mass is equal to, I mean entering here, mass exiting here, both should be same. So how do we write mass? Mass is density is equal to mass by volume ಆಗಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ mass is equal to density into volume. Rho1 V1 equal to Rho2 V2, but Rho1 equal to Rho2 alva. So rho into volume is area into I mean area into this delta x. Right, so what is delta x? v1 times delta t, same time irbeku, and rho into a2 into v2 into delta t. Rho delta t cancel, rho delta t cancel, a1 v1 equal to a2 v2. Clear? So guys, observe this one. See, one of my friends, na, like in English exams, so ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ, let's say ಒಂದು situation ಇರುತ್ತವ, right? So we have to explain, right? So what we write is I went to hotel, right? So basically ಒಂದು ಸಿಚುವೇಶನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಥರ ಏನೋ ಬರಿತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. I went to hotel. So near the hotel, right? So near the hotel there is a bank, right? So there is a bank dash hotel. ಸೊ ಅಂದರೆ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಅದು ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ರೈಟ್? ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನನಗೆ ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪದ ನಮಗೆ ನೆನಪಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾವ ಪದ? ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎನಿ ಒನ್ ಗೆಸ್? ರೈಟ್, ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಎನಿ ಒನ್ ಗೆಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್? ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ದ ಹೋಟೆಲ್, ಐ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಅ ಹೋಟೆಲ್, a hotel. So there is a, right, next statement is there is a bank hotel. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. What is the next statement? I mean, what is this missing word? ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಹತ್ರ, ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇದೆ, ಹೋಟೆಲ್ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಇದೆ. Right, so how do you write it? So right, so when you don't know how to write, what you do is hatira, right? Right, so he wrote it like that, right? So basically English teacher gave 0 marks because this is Kannada, English alle baribekalva. So similarly ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, you are supposed to write near hotel, right? Near hotel you are supposed to write, but you all are writing near hotel. You got my point? So if I'm a English teacher, so if you write, you will get 0, 1 mark. So this is definitely 0 mark. Clear? 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 ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸೊ ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ? ಸೊ ಗೈಸ್ ಅಗೇನ್, ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಬರ್ನೌಲ್ಲಿಸ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕು, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ತರ ಬರಿತೀವಿ? ಸೊ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಇಂಟು ಏರಿಯಾ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ ಇಂಟು ಏರಿಯಾ, ಏರಿಯಾ ಟು ಏರಿಯಾ 1, ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ 1, ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ 1, ಏರಿಯಾ 1, ಪ್ರೆಷರ್ 2, ಏರಿಯಾ 2. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರಿಂಗ್ 2 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್. ಓಕೆ, 2 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಅಂಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಷರ್. Okay, clear guys? And like the step will be work done will be change in kinetic energy and change in potential energy between these 2 points. Force on area 1, P into A. A is delta x1 delta t, right? So and this is P2 is delta x2 times delta t, right? So you just have to do this calculation and then you'll get, so the change in potential energy, I mean pressure energy, P1, right? So and kinetic energy, right, half m v square rho v1 square and half m, sorry, potential energy, right? So what is potential energy? The potential energy is rho GH1. So this is equal to P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho GH2. This you will get. See guys, definitely I cannot tell you. ಎಷ್ಟು marks ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ I cannot tell you. I'm telling you I'm solving more than 100 questions. Right, across 14 chapters. So which means each chapter has 8 questions. Right, 2 1 mark question, 2 2 mark question, 2 3 mark question, and 1 5 mark or 1 numerical. Like this I'm solving. So basically from each chapter 6 to 8 questions we are easily solving. ನೀವೇ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Okay, so guys, first of all let me give you clarity one more time. Right, so 2 mark question ಅನ್ನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ? ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 2 mark question ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. 2 ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 2 mark questions 2 ಇದೆ, 1 mark question 2 ಇದೆ. Right, so 4 plus 2 6. 3 mark question, let's say we are solving 1 3 mark question minimum. So 3 mark question and 1 5 mark question. Right, so total marks 5 plus 3 8, 8 plus 4 you have 11 plus 13. Right, so 13 into, right, you have 14 chapters. Let's take 13 only. So basically, so guys, minimum, so we are solving around 170. Right, so 170 plus minimum I'm saying. Right, minimum we are solving 170 plus 170 plus in this paper. Andre almost you can say 2 papers. Right, we are writing answer for 2 papers anta ankobodu. Right, so you can expect 2 in 1 question ಅನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತಾ? ಪ್ರಾಬಬ್ಲಿ ನೋ. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಓದಿರೋ 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಅಪಿಯರ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಇಂಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ರೈಟ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಲೈಕ್ 10 ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಪಾಸಿಬಲಿ 1 or 2 ವಿಲ್ ಅಪಿಯರ್. ರೈಟ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಬರೀ 2 ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಓದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಓದಿರೋ 2ರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋ ಪಾಸಿಬಲ್. ಐ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಸಾಲ್ವಿಂಗ್ ನಿಯರ್ಲಿ 200 marks. Right, and again this is 100 plus questions. Right, we are solving 200 marks, 100 plus questions, 1.5 an hour. Right, half of the time only double of the marks we are covering. So keep that in mind. So guys, atmospheric pressure, water boils at, see, this is 100 degrees Celsius. If the pressure is reduced, so pressure ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು reduce ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ, so water boils at lower temperature. The layers of atmosphere are heated through. Layers of atmosphere are heated through. Come on guys, convection, conduction. Right, there are 3 modes of heat transfer alva. So if we have convection, there is conduction. Right, so there is conduction and there is radiation. So convection andre movement of particles from bottom to top. Conduction andre, right, transfer of heat from one end to another end. Radiation andre energy from the sun. Right, so it is convection is happening and radiation is also happening. Both B and C is correct here. Define coefficient of linear expansion. So guys, linear expansion, change in length is equal to alpha L delta T. Alright, so this is going to be change in length by original length into the change in temperature. Temperature change ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ length change ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ? So that is the idea. Mention its SI unit. LL is basically per or per Kelvin, SI unit. How do you define linear coefficient of linear expansion? The change in length, right? So over change in length over original length per unit degree rise in temperature is unity. Right? So this is your coefficient of linear expansion. The coefficient of linear expansion says there will be unit change in dimensions of the object for the original length 1 meter or unit length for 1 degree rise in temperature. State and explain principle of calorimetry. Hotter body ಏನ್ heat na lose ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, that is equal to gained by the colder body. Let's say you have M1 C1, right? So hotter body temperature, let's say T hotter achieves so I mean equilibrium ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, T naught. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ this MC1 delta 2 MC2 delta T, this is going to be colder body, T lower. So T naught is the final temperature. And again, types of thermal expansion: linear expansion, areal expansion, and volumetric expansion. L, right? So alpha L delta T, and change in area is equal to beta A delta T, and delta V is equal to gamma V delta T. Clear, guys? Anybody, any confusion? Quick. A liquid takes this much time, apply here, right? So this is quicker get ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ. Based on law of cooling, 10 minutes you have. This is temperature 1, right? This is temperature 2, and this is temperature 1, and this is temperature 2, and this is T surrounding. So you just have to apply T1 minus T2. 70 minus 50 is 20. 20 divided by 10 is, so 20 divided by 10, so this is equal to K. T1 plus T2. 70 plus 50, 120. 120 by 2 is 60. 60 minus surrounding is how much? 20, which is 40K is equal to 2, guys. So 40K is equal to 2 alva. So therefore K is going to be 2 by 40 or 1 by 20. Is it clear? Yes. So in the second case, ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, 60 to 40. So 20 divided by this time, you don't know time. So K is 1 by 20. So T1 plus T2, 100 by 2 is 50, 20. Right. So basically, so guys, you have 30 by 20. ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನು ಬೇಕು? T ಬೇಕು. So T is going to be 20 into 20 divided by 30. So it is basically once and cancel. 40 divided by 3 minute. 40 divided by 3 minute. Okay. So guys, now thermodynamics, again take this as homework question. Very simple questions. Right? Thermodynamics MCQs. So explain energy given is will be used in change in internal energy plus work done. Isothermal process andre T is constant, andre temperature change agala. Ice melting at 0 degree is isothermal process. And calculate efficiency. 1 minus T2 is lower temperature. So this T2, correct? 227 plus 273, 300, and 127 plus 273, 400. So basically 300 by 400, which is your 0.25%. And then there is Carnot cycle. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So step 1 is isothermal. Alright, so step 1 is isothermal, step 2 is adiabatic, step 3 is isothermal adiabatic. Just explain these 4 steps. And kinetic theory anta bandaga, again simple MCQs will be there. So find the value of, so guys, say simple questions. We are basically running out of time. So ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, now I'll just show you questions at this point of time. Alright, so your kinetic theory of gases is very simple. If you have any doubts about this question, ಅಂದರೆ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ, ರೈಟ್, ಸೊ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ಮೀ ಇನ್ ದ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಓಕೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮಗಿನ್ನೂ ಟೈಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಲೈಕ್, ಸೊ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸೊ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಿಳಿಸಿ, ಸರ್ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಸೊ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಥಿಯರಿ ಪಾಸ್ಟುಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಯುವರ್ 3 ಪಾಸ್ಟುಲೇಟ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, 3 mark. Oscillations, right guys, oscillations ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. And what is periodic motion? Right, so any motion that repeat itself after regular intervals of time. So t, 2t, 3t, right? So basically ನಮ್ಮ ಮಿನಿಟ್, right, ಮಿನಿಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅದು ಮುಳ್ಳು ಒಂದು 60 ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ, right? Another 60 second ಒಂದ್ಸಲ, right? T to T, it is repeating, right? So motion of second hand in clock. Example is this. What is periodic motion? Repeated motion around a fixed point is that. So period andre the time taken for one complete revolution, and frequency is the number of oscillations athwa periodic motions in 1 second, right? So basically frequency is inverse of time period. And 3 mark question, draw variation of potential energy, kinetic energy and total energy. So guys basically nimage 3 situations beku, right? So this is 3 situations: potential energy, kinetic energy and this. All right, so this is, let's say, potential energy. Let's say this is kinetic energy, plus x minus x, and this is plus x minus x, and this is minus x plus x. E total energy is potential energy plus kinetic energy. This has to be very clear. So when you plot potential energy is quadratic in nature. So this is potential energy, right? At extreme points potential energy will be maximum yakandre, right? So acceleration will be uh, so velocity will be zero. And extreme points kinetic energy will be zero yakandre velocity will be zero, acceleration will be maximum. Acceleration at the mean position will be zero. This is your kinetic energy. When it comes to total energy, this is the total energy. Is it clear everyone? Is absolutely clear. So and again waves chapter ide, right? So waves chapter alli you have simple MCQs. uh, Electromagnetic waves do not carry energy, they carry, do not require medium for, yeah, they don't require, right? So require medium, no, they don't require. Cannot travel in vacuum, they can travel in vacuum. So correct answer is this. So they can. Phase difference between any two particles in a wave separated by a distance lambda by 2. What is the difference between phase difference and path difference? So lambda by 2 pi into path difference. All right guys, so what is the wave separated by a distance under delta x is lambda by 2. So this is lambda by 2 pi into delta phi. So we need phase difference. Lambda cancel, 2 cancel, delta phi is equal to phi. Option A is correct. Clear? Distinguish between mechanical, non-mechanical, what are beats, right? So two nearby frequency now when you club, so this is beats. All right, so guys, distinguish between longitudinal and transverse waves and closed pipe situation, right? You have a closed pipe irate. All right, so when there is a, so guys, whenever there is a closed pipe, so how the modes of vibration will work? Fundamental mode, so this is the length, right? So in the fundamental case there will be lambda 1. So and again in the second case there will be this, all right? So are you able to recall it? So this derivation you need to do. And equation, so e problem na solve ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ y is equal to a sin of uh, kx minus omega t, right? Based on this you need to identify things. So guys, anybody any confusion? So guys, so ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ, ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೌಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಮುಗಿದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಸೊ ಸರ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಅಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ನನಗೆ ಇದು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್, ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಮೇಕ್ ಅನದರ್ ವಿಡಿಯೋನ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ದಟ್ ಟು ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲೈವ್, ರೈಟ್? Okay, if at all of you are having a lot of confusions, and will definitely help you. And that's it everyone. Thank you so much. I hope ನಿಮಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ. So I'll see you in the next class. Take care. Bye bye.